Okay, so unlike the Ella video, this is going to be visual. This is going to be visual. Sorry. Um, I'm sorry, I had to wipe the screen. This is going to be visual just because it's going to be very quick. Um, Here are some, let me sit back here. This one's be quick. I don't want to harp on this too much because I don't know if any trolls from my past still watch me or if I'm going to get any new ones. But basically, what I'm trying to get at is that what I learned from my old accounts, specifically the Nastic Mine Train one, specifically that one, and this one is, I really prefer my Jonnyism channel. I really do like it. Um, I think with School of Down 22 and Gnostic Mind Train, and I know I shouldn't be like, telling people the usernames because it kind of defeats the whole purpose of running away from my past. But so people know about the connection, so people on here know about the connection, and if in case sorry, I got hiccups. In case I ever get big, someone could randomly find my old shit somehow because we live in a small reality, Um, we live on a small planet, you know what I mean? Basically, what I learned is that I think I was saying too much stuff on those YouTube accounts, you know what I mean, on those YouTube channels. That's why I gave up School Down 22. My biggest issue with making a YouTube channel, and I even kind of talked about this in the beginning of my in the beginning of my Gnostic Mind Train days, but I never followed through with it. And even back then I knew that this is a problem. It's only a me problem. This isn't, if you're neurodivergent or mentally ill or you're a little weird or out there or different, you're going to run into these problems. And the problem that I ran into was having a YouTube channel with diverse content. Now, I don't like, what am I trying to say? For now on, I'm only going to have YouTube channels for like one topic at a time. Maybe a YouTube channel could do like two types of content, maybe. But I think three or more is kind of It's kind of like stretching it. It's kind of like, that's why I like Jonnyism because it's mostly music. Now, don't get me wrong, I have tapped into other things like voice acting. And on very, very, very rare occasions, I have done some vlogging updates about my life. But, usually this is mostly like most of the content on here is music and voice acting. Now I'm starting to get into that more now. I want to stick it with that. I don't want to turn this into what it used to be, which is these vlogs. Even though this is kind of like a vlog, but some kind of maybe kind of like defeating the whole purpose of this. Not really, because this is more of a chill kind of a vlog. You know what I mean? The issue that I had with Gnostic Mind Train in School Down 22 was I was getting into some very deep topics, and it was very face value stuff like that. That's why I'm either done talking about those topics totally, or if I still want to discuss them, you're only going to hear it in my music. You know what I mean? Like my weird spiritual beliefs and my, if I'm going through any health problems, you're only going to be hearing it through my music in a creative way now. I'm done with these stupid debates about philosophy and what's reality and all politics and all that stuff. I'm kind of just done with that, you know what I mean? And another issue, another mistake that I did with Gnostic Mind Train and School Down 22 was I said too much. I have no fucking filter sometimes. I was too open about my sexuality, which there's nothing wrong with that, but I was getting into like details about like my fetishes and shit like that. Now on here, I don't think on here I've gotten into detail about it. Maybe in a song, maybe with the gooning stuff, I guess, but I don't know. It's just I said too much about my life and my relationships, and I just said way too much on there. You know, that's why I'm not telling people my secrets anymore, or if I am, it's gonna be in a music type of fashion, and you won't be able to tell if it's serious or not. And I'll never tell you guys if it's serious or not unless I do, but I might not. I don't know. But that's the mistake that I learned. Is that, my Gnostic Mind Train School Down videos were starting to get hate. I guess because people took them too seriously, or they just didn't like my weird contrarian, my weird unpopular opinions and stuff. But Johnnyism never really got any hate, and I hope it never does. And You know, I hope Jonnyism never gets hate, and you know, I hope it stays that way because Jonnyism was always a safe haven for me. You know what I mean? You know, whenever I would have a bad day on Gnostic Mind Train, I would come on here. Um, there was a period. Jonnyism did not exist when School Down existed. It's kind of confusing. It was actually, I think what existed first was Gnostic Mind Train existed, my YouTube channel. Then I made School Down 22 because Gnostic Mind Train was originally like this weird conspiracy channel about only conspiracy theories in my head and weird stuff and a little bit of vlogging. But I said I changed Gnostic Mind Train into something completely else. I don't know what that was. And then School Down 22, I moved the vlogs over there and I started doing vlogging more over there. But then I shut that channel down, and then there was only Gnostic Mind Train. And then it was Gnostic Mind Train and Jonnyism. So School Down 22 and Jonnyism never really existed coexisting with one another. I don't think they ever did. But you know, and then Gnostic Mind Train was this vlogging channel, and people just took it too seriously, even though some of it was. People just didn't like it, and I just deleted it because I was getting hate. I attracted the wrong group of people, the wrong groups with an S of people, and just too many groups of people. There was too many. I had doomers that were watching me, not doer, because I know Universa or whatever he calls himself now, T Univeza, or I don't know how to pronounce it. Uni. I don't know. Hey, by the way, I still have you blocked from commenting. You probably already know that. It doesn't mean that I hate you or anything. I just kind of don't want to hear from. Maybe I can unblock you. I don't know. Maybe I can unblock you. I have Universa. I have brain power is not working right now. I have Universa blocked only because it's not that I hate him. It's just because I want to move on. I want to move on from people from my past. That's the only reason. It has nothing to do with him talking with my enemies, because there was at one point where he was talking to one of my enemies, talking to her, and I'm not going to bring up her name or anything, but I just want to move on from these people, even though I'm mentioning them, whatever. What I'm trying to get at is that Jonnyism, like, whenever I would have a bad day on Gnostic Mind Train, I would come on Jonnyism and I would get likes. For every Gnostic Mind Train dislike, there was always a like on Jonnyism. You know, even my song, "You Don't Care," and that song blew up one day, so I logged in to check to see that. I saw likes and support and comments, and it made me feel better about myself. That's why I do the Jonnyism. And even if this channel does somehow get haters or trolls, I don't really care. I'm still gonna keep doing what I do. I am very surprised that people like my music. I am very surprised because it's just so incorrect. You know, I don't think my music is outsider music. I think you should call it incorrect music. I think that's more of a better label, incorrect music, because it's so weird sounding. It doesn't, I don't know. It sounds like a meme, but it's not a meme. Um, I don't know. Basically, what I'm trying to get at is that, yeah, this is my home. This is my safe haven. I'll always be on here. I'm never gonna shut it down, no matter fucking what. I'm not gonna let haters get to me. I might abandon the channel, but I'll never delete it. I'm not letting the fucking haters and trolls win anymore. I'm not letting them scare me away. I'm not dealing with these stupid communities anymore. I'm not dealing with that bullshit anymore. I don't care if someone shares my music on r/crappy music or whatever those stupid subreddits are called, or these people that make these stupid hater subreddits about hating people and making fun of them. I'm not dealing with. I don't care if they get offended and they try attacking me that I called their subreddit stupid. It's stupid. I mean, why do you care if you have your right to create your little subreddits, and I don't care if they're gonna attack me. I don't care. I'm not afraid of pissing off websites and groups of people anymore. This is me. This is my crappy music. I love it, even though I'm taking a break from it. But yeah, I don't know. It's just that's what I've learned, is that I'm not doing this vlogging shit anymore. I know Isolate 937 doesn't give a fuck if he gets hate or not. I don't know if he's gonna see this video, but he was actually made fun of on Reddit on r slash it was r/hardcore there was people making fun of him, and he didn't give a fuck. He didn't make a video about it at all. He didn't react it. I think he knew, but he is just. I wish I had his energy, because he seems to not give a fuck about what people say about him. At least on the internet. I don't know about real life. Maybe real life might be different, but on the internet, he's like, I don't. He acts like I don't care. I wish I had that energy, because I'm too sensitive. Not highly sensitive, but I'm kind of sensitive to people on the internet criticizing me, making fun of me, or just in general. You know what I mean? I wish I had that energy. Um, but yeah, that's why I like Jonnyism. Because I have to turn my weird ideas into a creative fashion. Because I kind of blur the lines between is this satire or not, you know what I mean? Because I say, I do voice acting, and then the next minute I say, I believe in spirits and I love gooning, and then people hear that and it's like, oh, is that a part of his acting? Because I do voice act and I do actual acting, on the internet. I don't get paid or anything, but and it kind of blurs the line of is this fake or not. Sometimes it's both. Sometimes actually it's both. Sometimes it's real. It's my real self, but exaggerated. Sometimes, like the things I'm saying might be real, but how I'm going about it is a little bit exaggerated, or the things I'm saying is a little bit exaggerated, but it's still kind of true. I don't know. But and then sometimes I'm totally serious, even though it sounds like a joke. Um, like people sometimes, like a lot of the time, people think I'm joking when I'm not, and then people think I'm being serious when I'm joking. Like I don't know. This is a part of being neurodivergent, I guess. Just too weird, I guess, for people. But yeah, that's why I like Johnnyism. Basically, it's just yeah, it's a creative form of my thoughts. I want to stick to that. I'm not doing fucking vlogging shit anymore, unless it's something like this where it's trying to explain myself, kind of in a way. You know what I mean? Like vlogging about music updates, or But as far as making vlogs about my health, I don't think I'm gonna really do that anymore. I actually have done that on this channel, I think, about my headaches, but I really don't like doing that. I'd rather make a song about it. Again, I'm trying to stick to more creative paths, not straight up talking paths. It just doesn't work for me. People don't like me vlogging for some reason. They get offended, but I don't know.